stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with justice for all.
Let the record reflect that Mr. Binge and Mr. Pfeiffer are absent this evening. And the first agenda item is a public hearing. And that's this appropriation for paperwork, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, we'll run a bridge match from the ARP Coronavirus Recovery Fund, $87,128. And capital outlays of $84,101. Any question or comment from? We have this resolution goes along with that.
Actually, you need to close the public
Okay.
hearing and then do the resolution in the regular meeting.
We will do that then. Can I get a motion to adjourn the public hearing to continue with our meeting?
I make a motion to adjourn the public hearing.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Let's go ahead and move on to the approval of prior minutes. We'll take care of this down in new business. So first would be our October 4th special meeting.
You'll have to table that since Pam and I wasn't there.
Okay. Table the minutes from the October 4th meeting. The next would be the October 11th council meeting. Had a chance to review those?
I make a motion to accept them.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Go ahead and move on to our reports.
All right, underwater, Plains treated 645,830 gallons of water since October 11th. Our average daily usage has been 46,130. Filters were backwashed on October 19th to 25th. The October back T test is complete and was absent. The water meters have been run for the month of October. We replaced one water meter, and I attended the Alliance of Indiana Rural Water Conference and 16 continuing education units. Under wastewater, been performing daily checks to the lift station and the sewer plant. And our lift station has pumped 2,861,279 gallons since October 11th, making our average daily usage over the last 2 weeks 204,377. A lot going on. We're collecting sewer samples weekly. Sewer plant is currently closed, and we are not discharging at this time. Anyone that hasn't heard, we received another grant for the wastewater project from SRF for $1 million, which brings our total grant dollars for our upcoming project to $2.5 million.
That's about a $3 million project. We have one more grant avenue that we're going to try to take advantage of. But worst case, we're
Target.
5/6 of the way there.
Well, the paving project's underway and it should be complete next week. And then on that, I'd like to mill Indiana between Kaufman and Main Street to eliminate some elevation issues that we have down through there. The pavers have all their equipment here today. I spoke with them, and the cost to do those 2 blocks would be $3,500.
That's it.
It's pretty
Do
cheap.
the 2 blocks. That's not bad.
No, $3,500. No, I know. I talked to him about it today, so.
Sounds like a good solution to a potential problem.
Can we handle that?
Yeah, I forgot to put a fund report for you guys tonight, but I think it'll be all right.
Well, then I make a motion to let Andy go ahead and do that with the road.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
What streets were those again?
It's Indiana from Kaufman to Maine, those two blocks right there. Because we've got to do a pretty big base repair on the north end of that that's on there. And just looking at the overall condition of it, some other issues we have with elevations, but there is a lot of alligatoring through there, so.
It is high too.
It's high,
There's-
yeah.
It is.
Down there, that just north of Coughlin, I mean, there's a big drop off on the edge of the road already, so.
Yeah. Well, let them know tomorrow. And then we've been installing the new traffic signs, gonna be finishing that this week, including the deaf children signs on Allison Drive. Got one of those up, but we gotta put one of them on a pole, so gonna do that this week as well. And then I have an estimate for the water plant, which I forgot to bring with me here, but it's for a new roof for the water plant and all the flashing around the aeration tank from Ann Lorenz, the ones that did the work down at the ball diamond. It's $4,095, which a big chunk of that is the detail. I mean, they're actually cutting the piece of flashing. ABC's doing it from water jet and flashing around that tank. It's never been right since it was built, and now we'll get a big storm, depending on the direction it comes from, the roof leaks every time. But that'll also be removing the ridge vent and putting in traditional roof vents and moving those down, because I added a float in our aeration tank because we would have failures, we'd have control failures, and then the tank would overflow. And at a rate, 200 gallons a minute, the water ran in the ridge vent, which came down through the roof. And I mean, I can't even begin to tell you how many times we've fixed the roof and the ceiling, the drywall ceiling in that building. I mean, 4 or 5 times anyways. And the tank has a lip welded to it, but there's no solid flashing. And what they're gonna do in their bid, which I think is nice, it's lifetime warranty on the shingles. They're gonna put water and ice shield on the entire roof. And then this flashing that ABC has designed for it, it's 3 different layers of flashing around the tank. And what you see sticking out of the roof goes down, all the way to the floor in the building. So, but our insurance company didn't agree with me. It had hail damage when we got the other roofs replaced, and they would not do that roof. And I mean, it's got nothing but worse, and it's.
That's the original roof.
Yeah, it's almost 20 years old. Yeah, but it's had various rounds of storm damage on it. These are a heavier shingle than what's on there. It's a lifetime warranty on them, so.
What's their potential timeline?
Well, that's why I can get it in here before winter. I mean, if we move forward on it, they're finishing up a job right now. And he said he's got other smaller stuff, but they could work this in.
Well, it sounds like if it's done right, we won't have to put more money into it.
No.
Repair water damage.
No, that's why I'm wanting to get it done before, I'm gonna have to fix the ceiling in there as it is right now. Get a leak on that south side when the wind comes out of the right direction.
Is there anybody else you can think to get a?
Well, I've called 4 people, got one estimate.
I don't think there's any doubt that it needs to be done.
I mean, a big chunk of this is doing what's around the tank.
Yeah.
I mean, and at least it's right, and it'll go all the way up. Now it doesn't even go all the way up to that storm lip that's welded to the tank. It'll go all the way up to that lip, and I mean, it's 3 layers. I mean, it's not just metal flashing. I mean, there's air-cured rubber under there. There's the metal flashing. I mean, they designed it right. They didn't. They came out, measured the roof, took photographs, everything, and took it to ABC. So they're the ones that did the drawing on it and designed it, but it's significant.
We've got funding available, I imagine, in the water fund.
The utilities,
12 grand in
isn't
there.
it?
We've been spending quite a bit, but yeah. Do you want me to go print a fund report? It would take a few minutes if you want to go on to something
Yeah,
else.
if you wouldn't mind,
Yeah,
please.
because I just had forgot to put it in.
Thank you.
All right, then under building, I've had 2 building permit applications submitted, 2 building inspections, 1 electrical inspection, 1 zoning inquiry, and 2 building permit inquiries. That's all I have, unless you have any questions.
Do you have, anything to report?
The only thing I would tell you is that the foreclosure on Railroad Street property was being filed when I left the office today. Whether
Okay.
she finished it or not, I don't know, but worst case, even if she didn't get all the summonses out today, it'll be rolling tomorrow as a public record.
The utility theft issue, is there ever any resolution to that, the timeline as far as how far back you can build?
Actually, I think there was, and John was the one that looked at it, and I forgot to ask him about that before I left, but we could probably get you the answer tomorrow, because I know we had a resolution to it. We looked at
Yeah,
it.
he said some statutes had changed, so. Alright. So, I suppose we will move on to old business. The only thing we had on there was project funding, which Andy already addressed.
Please make a break this year, if you're talking about.
Okay. Let's do that. On-call agreement. I don't have a copy of that with me. However, we're happy to move forward in that direction, so. Y'all want another copy? This shouldn't have it. Should have one at last meeting, but I can make a copy if you want.
Thank you.
All 5-star roofing? 5-star roofing? They do, you don't have a flat roof, your shingle roof up there,
Yeah,
right?
it's shingles not flat.
They did the flat roof up at Windfall,
Oh, really?
but they did a pretty good job, and they were really fairly priced.
They were like, trying to make sure they wouldn't do the part, they did everything in the ballpark. This building,
I just know a lot
Something
of
else.
times,
Oh, word.
when insurance company comes,
Yeah.
you take it to a public adjuster,
Yeah. They did several of those. They did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, they did 7. 7 out of 9. Yeah. They did the survey on the water plant. Everything else is shingle, none of that was. They got the roof actually done before.
Thank you. Thank you.
John, get a copy of that at the last one?
He did.
I believe so.
Make sure we have one to file.
No, he did.
Alright. So this is regarding the, efforts on the stormwater project. And, I don't know if either of you have any concerns with working with them on this?
Should we?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Well. Only requires my signature, but let's go ahead and, have a motion to, engage the services of Police Vanderburg.
I move,
Purposes of the stormwater project.
I move we accept their services.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye.
The original.
I got another one there on the printer.
Ryan, can we get a copy of the signed one to keep? in
Absolutely.
folder?
Did we have that signed on our side when we gave it to you?
No.
Okay, so we'll countersign it and then I'll get it back to you.
Perfect. We do have this, do you have any other things you'd like to
No,
discuss right now? Floor is yours if you'd like.
no, appreciate you guys, deciding to work with us. We're gonna be working with, Steve Brock, who you've worked with before. Moving towards the stormwater project, we're gonna see if we can get some, line up some funding for that. In addition, there's the potential project for the, extension to the armory. And, if we can begin, or if we can get something from either Structure Point or the National Guard, I do know that Steve Brock's very, positive is there would be some, federal funding that might come down for that. So each of those individually, would be something that we would come and, this is like a general services type of agreement. We come and present what options there were to you and talk to you guys, through what kind of our thoughts are on the project. We'd get your input on it and then we would come to a, decision that you guys were happy with, before we move forward on anything. So I will say that this is, albeit this being a general services agreement, our intention is to never send you guys an invoice, that we don't have a contract for. So all of our, any type of funding or anything that you guys, would go after, or any type of contracted services that you guys might receive an invoice for, we would come and present that to you guys beforehand. So appreciate your faith in working with us.
Yeah, excited to see what we can come up with.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I just want to introduce myself. My name is Rick Heyman. I'm from Leeson Vandenberg as well, and sort of on my way on my travels today, so I thought I'd drop in and say hello to
Well,
you.
we appreciate you coming by. 3 of the 5 council meeting, or council members are here.
That
Nice to meet
happens.
you, sir.
Means they have to come to a future meeting to meet the
Yes,
rest of it.
absolutely. Absolutely. So, we appreciate you all. Thank
Yeah,
you.
well, thank you guys very much. Is there any reason that you'd like us to stay for the meeting?
I don't believe so.
Well, we'll grab our contracts and then get out of your hair.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you
Jennifer,
guys
there
very
is a
much.
spot on here for you to sign as well.
That's what I was thinking.
Hey, Andy, congratulations on another victory this evening.
It was a good game.
It was.
Hailstorm, you guys cleaned the roofs in.
Oh, it was about 3 years ago.
I claimed, so they had that huge, big gigantic one in March or April or something like that. That we got my house and then in between claiming it, we got hit like twice more.
Wow. Yeah, we
Knocked some of the vent ridges and everything off. It beat them flat and then one of them knocked them clear off, so. But, yeah, all the roofing companies.
Yeah,
are
you
stopping
have
by
a
my
copy of
house.
that?
They're like,
He's gonna, once they sign it, they'll give it back to us, but I do have a copy.
okay, well, thank you guys all very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Be safe.
All right, let's go ahead and move back to the issue of the water plant roof. have this one report here, which shows balance of 50,616 in the water utility operating fund. So there are funds available there.
What's in the maintenance and replacement? How much is in it?
Depreciation,
Yeah.
47,808. Which I guess that'd be, when was that whole plan put together? We did that 18 years ago, something like that?
That current plan?
Yeah,
7 years ago, a little over
Yeah.
7. It was right before our last rate study, which he'll be doing another one here after the first year. We have to have one for SRO.
right.
But yeah, about 7 years.
So we at least pull some of it from there too.
Yeah, it needs to be done, or we're gonna just keep replacing drywall and a bunch of other stuff.
What are our capacity fees going under? Like, provided for the subdivision,
They'll, as far as,
into the utility.
yeah, it
The
was,
availability fees.
What's it going to?
the availability fees
Yeah.
go into the,
Decent amount.
you know what, I'll have to look to see where I put those at.
Well, in that case, we have,
Water was like
Yeah,
38,000 and sewer was higher. So the availability fees.
alright. Well, it doesn't sound like there's anybody else that's available at this time to do that work.
And it needs to get done before
Yeah.
the weather really hits us. Well, can we squeeze it out of different areas?
if it's water, it needs to be taken out of water,
Yeah,
yeah.
one of those two funds or a combination of both, but either way.
I know I talked to Steve Brock about using the depreciation fund, and he said normally that's for bigger purchases, like the vehicles, you
Sure.
know. Mhm.
Alright. It's 12,000, so that put that down to 38,000.
What it is.
Yep.
I move we approve that roof.
Is there a second?
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. I'll let them know.
Okay. So now we have this resolution. And the appropriation for the paving work. If I can find it. Just do this. I've lost it. There it is right there. Right, ready? We've got resolution R-10-2021-01, a resolution of the town of Atlanta, Indiana regarding additional appropriations. And that's those numbers that I had mentioned during the public hearing, again, $87,128, $84,101. One of them is out of the local road and bridge match, and one of them is from the ARP coronavirus recovery funds. We get a motion to accept this resolution.
I make a motion to accept the resolution.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 All this, I'm horrible about remembering what we've done in the past. Does anybody have thoughts about trick-or-treating hours?
5 to 8.
That's what it was actually advertised in the Reporter
I
as
know.
5 to 8,
I
yeah,
know.
so.
People been asking.
Mhm.
Okay.
5 to 8,
So
okay?
5 to 8, it's
All right.
already been advertised anyway,
Mhm.
so. And then tree lighting, what do we need to?
Okay, so we have a vendor, one of our festival vendors that does Santa, and he is actually gonna be Santa for Cicero and, somewhere else. Anyway, so he is available December the, 5th on that Sunday evening at 6 o'clock. So if you guys wanna set that date, then we can kind of start planning and working toward making it really nice this year.
What's the arrangement? Is he,
With him,
Charge
he
for
said
that?
the only thing he doesn't charge, the only thing that he would like for us to do is to donate to a food pantry. So,
I think we can make that.
and he's really good. He was actually the Santa up at the nursing home when my mom was there, so.
Is there any objections to doing our Christmas tree lighting on the 5th of December?
Done.
6 is what we said.
6 o'clock.
6.
Put it in my calendar.
Let's do that.
And we've already talked to Jody and then also Nelson's, and we'll get together and they're willing to help, so.
Have they taken out the fire pit?
Yeah.
Have they taken out the fire pit?
Gone.
Gone?
Yeah.
Okay. Did we decide to buy a portable
Okay.
fire pit? We talked about it.
Yeah, let's look at some options, I'll go by that.
Okay.
They got them on clearance at Trader Supply.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
is it, are they the gas ones or the
No, just the fire pits.
fire pit?
Yeah, just
If you've had kids vandalize, you don't think they're gonna take that?
We're not gonna leave it out, that's
Oh,
the idea,
okay.
that'd be important.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, that'd be something that we could put away. No, yeah, absolutely. Okay. So we've got those 2 dates set. Do either of you have any other business to discuss?
Questions about the cameras.
Oh yeah, I forgot to put that in my report. So I met with Scott Wells. Sorry, I'm glad you reminded me. So I met with him. He's putting the final thing together. We went around, looked at all the options, looked at some of them that he had on there initially, and relocating some of them. One little thing we're running into because of some of the trees and stuff is some of these locations, which I'm trying to figure out the most cost-effective way will be to get some power. We may have to do a little trenching down by the basketball court, you know.
Oh, get power off that pole.
Power off that pole, because part of the line of sight is bad. We were looking at different camera angles, and the pole that has if we did use the pole that has the power on it, we can only get it on that one pole down there. And he was showing some different angles of doing off the 2 light poles. So,
Okay.
but
That'd be
he,
easy enough, just do some URD or something,
yeah,
something simple.
rent a trencher or something, trench it, knife it in, something like that. He's getting the final thing together, so it should be soon.
Does he
Yeah.
think he'll have that at our next meeting, or does he?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think we'll have
And then
it ready.
this-
And he said once we make that final decision, he'll have to order some stuff. Some of the stuff he said they already have in stock.
Yeah, that was gonna be my next question,
Yeah.
is if we did end up agreeing to go with it, what our timeline was, but.
Yeah, no, his plan would still be to get it up here, you know. And I'm assuming the next month, he said, before it snows.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, so we looked at all the locations from here down.
Good. All right, any questions, business, whatever?
What is the status of the roads, the 2 roads down here that we were waiting on the county to approve for?
Have you had any more communication about that, the ownership of the Morris and the end of Central, the county?
No, is that something you discussed with John at the
I
last?
think so.
Yeah, I think the county attorney might have even been in contact with, maybe it was John, I don't know.
With Mike Howard? He's the county
Yeah.
attorney.
I guess, I don't know. I
We
was
talked
told by,
to them about it.
I was
Okay.
told
Yeah.
there was some kind of communication.
They wanted a letter from
Anything
us.
else about it?
Asking, for the acceptance of the 2 roads.
Okay, I'll have to talk to John about that.
Okay.
I can reach
So-
out to Mike too.
Yeah, so it's basically Moore Street from Indiana to Central,
Okay,
and then from that intersection of Central
South tonight.
south to 19, from Morris south down Central to 19.
Morris South to 19.
Yep, on Central, and then Moore Street from,
All of Moore Street.
all of Moore Street, basically, yeah, which is from,
Just one block.
How close are we on ordinances to getting the big book done?
We're waiting on these 3 ordinances that have been advertised.
Okay.
That will do the
About a
public
week
hearing
ago, about a
on,
week ago,
yeah, well, it's actually,
10 days maybe.
to hit the next closest meeting after that 30 days was actually the 22nd November or something, so it's gonna end up being
Two
like
more
40,
meetings.
45 days, something like that. But, yeah, cause I think we did it at the
Yeah,
10th of this month.
22nd.
Yeah, so, in any case, that's what we're waiting on there.
Okay.
Told him once again that we've been delayed, but that should be it for that. So hopefully we can get everything brought up to current, and then look at what we wanna do moving forward.
I got one last thing, and then I'll be quiet. The Park Street, we talked about making that alley a street.
yeah,
What do we have to do? I mean, where are we at in that? Is there something,
I don't know.
what's
Yeah,
our
honest
first,
with you.
what's our
I'm
first
getting
step?
it paved now, so, but,
It is being paved now? Oh, cool.
yeah,
Under the grant?
yeah, work a little deal out with it, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so, yeah, but no, it would be, yeah, I don't, honestly, I don't know what it would be. I mean, I'm assuming it'd be some sort of an ordinance or a resolution from the town. Would it?
It's really a single lane, I don't know if that complicates anything.
Well, you
We've
could
got an
make
alley
it
over
wide,
here that's-
turn an alley into a street,
Yeah, you could.
yeah. See, our problem is the most heavily traveled alley in town, which we need to do work north of Main Street, is, we can't use any grant money. So they won't consider an alley a street even though it's traveled, and a large portion of it's already paved. But, so that's why we had discussed turning that alley into a street.
Into a street.
Yep, for the entire length of it.
I mean, I just don't know if there's any kind of specific requirements for what can be considered.
It'd be like four blocks.
Is it the same area, or where'd you say it is? If
It's,
I were gonna talk to Mike about
No,
this
it's
other
in
stuff.
town, no, it's in town, it's our
Oh,
road, it's
okay,
ours.
okay.
it's
Yeah,
between,
theirs.
it's just this next alley,
So-
in that direction.
It's 4 blocks long.
Let me look and make sure there's not any specific requirements, but that's not a difficult task,
Yeah.
so I'll just look at it. I did ask John, he said, I knew we had an answer 3 years when I looked back.
Okay, 3 years. So we're on a letter, I guess. I think, we can probably, write something up to some kind of notice system, so.
But if you want to, just let me know.
Okay. Alright, appreciate it. Okay. Any other council business?
Maria, I have one thing. For the assistance this month, I had a customer call in that him and his wife have both been out of work and they've both had COVID. So I told them we've not helped them. They're actually new to the, out in, it's at 215 Hopkins Drive. So,
$111. And they've not been helped before, you said?
they have not.
Okay.
And the balance that we have in that fund is $1692.83.
I make a motion that we approve the assistance for Hopkins Drive.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, I'll let him know.
Was this the same as the guy that was calling about his mother? We got a mess.
Oh, no, it's not, it's different.
Okay.
Yeah, it's different.
Okay.
It is different, yes.
Any, public question, comment, concerns? Yeah, review those, I suppose we'll still leave the ad up at least till our next meeting, does that sound reasonable?
Yeah, that way Johnny and
Then after that, we're gonna have to pull the trigger on somebody.
Toby can come pick him up.
We're gonna need to probably set up a meeting after our next meeting.
And I won't be here next meeting, we'll be at a conference,
Okay.
so,
We'll get that.
oh, I'm sure you will. Just get to me early, if I can get things ready, I'll have them ready, so.
Do you know what it is that's currently drivable or permanent?
Did you get any more applications for the code?
Yeah, that's what we were just talking about, we just got 3 or 4 more, so
I'm sorry, I can't always hear back
I think we're 7 or so total, so we're still reviewing those, and hopefully we'll get a few more and select somebody pretty soon. All right. Get a motion to sign the claims and adjourn this meeting.
I motion we sign the claims during the meeting.
I second.
All in favor?
Oh.
All right.